Good morning. This video is to show how to write and publish content as a post. In the first part, we'll publish a poster to promote yoga classes. For this example, we'll call the post title "Come and Try Yoga." This is to distinguish it from the already published post of the same poster a few days ago. So you can see how to publish a poster as a blog post, and then in part 2, we'll add the poster to the sidebar area that appears on all screens visited by anyone viewing our website. So first, I'm just logging in to the dashboard. I've extended the dashboard to allow access to this area. You'll see me place the cursor, the pointer, over the menu, Appearance, and when I hover over Appearance, you'll see Widgets comes up. When we click on Widgets, that will allow us to edit, add content to the sidebar area previously mentioned. But for now, part 1, let's post a new post of a poster. So we go to Posts in the menu, add a new post, or alternatively, we can go to the top bar where it says New. We can hover down, scroll down and click on Post. Ignore these other submenu items here. They're irrelevant. Adding a new post then, click on Post. We're going to add a title. And so this is, as I said, Come and Try Yoga. Then we go across to this plus here to add a block. A block is an area of content that we add to a post, and we can distinguish different types of content blocks as paragraphs, for example, text, headings, images. We can add a gallery, list items, so on. Down here, which as you may have noticed, we came to this window by clicking on Add Block. If we click on Browse All, it will allow us to peruse all the options of the types of blocks we can add, the different types of content we can add. So we've got textual content, media content, that can be audio, images, video, a combination. Design aspects, how we might change the layout of a page, and widgets. These are useful little functional apps, and then we've got various other content blocks and blocks that allow functionality, add functionality that can be explored when you have more time. For now, we're going to add an image. And so you can also search for a block. I put in image, or IM brings up image. Click on image, and over here you'll see it's giving us an option to either upload a new image, add an image from our media library, or we can insert it from a URL if we're bringing in an image from a website somewhere else, or a location somewhere else on the internet. We're going to use one that's already in our media library. Just to tidy up this view, I'm going to cross the menu of blocks so that we can just see the page. Now, going to media library, we can then explore the media library. This is the poster we want to add, new yoga classes. Click on that, and then we can select it. Just note that in this view you'll see over here on the right various options for entering information. Alt text, go and do some homework if you're not already familiar with this. It just allows us to write some text in that the robots that index the internet can read. Those bots, as we call them for short, cannot see images. They have to rely on the data that we apply to an image in a textual form. And so this allows them to index the content of the image. A title, we can add a caption. Mostly I don't do that. A description. The description of the image will appear in Google search results or search engine search results. So it's very important for search engine optimization. If you want the post to be discovered by people searching for the type of content you provide, that you're publishing, then having a description there that is relevant to the content that you want people to find will help it get indexed in Google and other search engines. And then down here you can explore that at in your own time later on. For now, we're just going to select, because we've got the poster we want to use, and we're going to select it. Just sorry, there is one other thing I want to bring to your attention. This poster has a data size of 1 megabyte. That's really too big to render on a page when we expect people to view our pictures on our websites from their devices for which they pay price data. A data size of that size in a slow connection will take ages to load and actually display on their screen, and it uses up their data allowance. So we try and keep the data size, the size of the image in data terms, to a minimum, and we can edit that later. I'll show you how to edit that to reduce the size whilst not compromising on the displayed image. Okay, but for now, that's the poster we want to post into our publishing post. I'm going to select it. And now I've selected it, and you can see it on the page in the editor. I'm just going to get you to explore all of these little icons. I want to align it. I happen to know that this area, this little button here, this icon, enables us to align the image on the page. As you hover over the icons, you'll see what they provide for. Okay, so I'm just going to go on Align, click on Align. I want it to align centrally on the page, so click on Center, and then I'm going to go across over to the right here, and you'll see that because we're working in this block, over on the right, this is the sort of controls for the working area in progress. It refers to the block that I'm working in. It's an image, and then we have various choices underneath that we can select and make changes to apply those changes to the block we're working on, to this image in this case. I'm not going to change any of that. I'm just going to go across and publish this post. So I'm going to click on Post, and then you can see it's in draft form. If I click on Publish, it will publish immediately, Publish button being up here. The link, Come and Try Yoga, it's already taken our title and made a nice little permalink. So our website would be ilchester.org.uk/come and try yoga. The author being Tom Stevens here. I'm logged in as Tom Stevens. And then we can categorize this post. So click on Categories, and it is advisable to categorize it because, again, when it comes to people searching for what we're offering, the search engines index posts and try and serve up those posts, content, if it's categorized as something people are looking for, and if they want to know what's on in Ilchester, then we can go down and find a category we've already set up, what's on, and that hopefully will display when somebody's looking for what's on in Ilchester. They'll find our published post showing that you can come and try yoga in Ilchester. That's what's on. Okay. Again, these other things are a bit complex. You just need a bit more time to go and explore those. I leave this Add to Any functionality clicked on because that allows buttons that allow people to share. Readers on the website, visitors to the website can share that post. by clicking on relevant buttons they see at the bottom of the post. Sharing icons, sharing buttons. Now, I'm going to publish that, and it just gives us a check. Are we sure we want to publish it? I'm going to say yes. So I'm clicking publishing, and then as it's done that, we can come over here and we can view the post now that it's been published. And there you have it. Our post is now live on the blog as a poster. Now, to double check, I'll go back to the blog at the top here, and you'll see that when people go to the blog on the page, our post is now visible as part of the blog. Come and try yoga. There's a poster. Now, because this poster has all the content on it we want people to see about the yoga classes, we might be happy for it to stay like that. But just bear in mind, as I said before, the indexing robots for the search engines can't see what's on that image. They know it knows from the markers in the code that renders this that there's an image there, but it relies entirely on our alt text and description to say what the content is. And so this blog, usually on the blog page, you see excerpts of posts. I've posted one there about anybody wanting a new sweatshirt for spring. There's nothing else on it, but it speaks for itself, and then they can click through to the shop. Below that, we have the original yoga classes poster, same poster, published before by yourself, and again, it's just the details that you see there. In this post, one I posted before that, I wrote a longer post, and so the content in long form provides textual content that the robots can index. It has more meaning. We're offering a lot more that people might be looking for. Now, typically, as I say, the blog only has excerpts, and so you wouldn't normally see the full content. But because you were not able to see your poster before when you published it, because excerpts don't usually show the images, I changed the blog so that it didn't just show excerpts. It actually displays the full content of each post. That's to get over that problem for the time being. The only image that does get shown in the blog as part of excerpts is a feature image. Okay, and I can show you now how we would do that. This at the top of the page is a feature image. It's a header image. Okay, so I'm now going to go back to that post, and I can do that just by clicking on the heading of our post in the blog. That'll take us back to the post, and you'll see there is no feature image here, but we have our poster. And going down there, I can edit that poster. So I can go back in to the edit page where we started out. Now over here on the right, looking at the post as a whole, that's the whole post, it gives us a choice to add a featured image. And if I click on set featured image, it goes back to the media library. Now earlier on, over a few days ago, I took out an image from the top of the poster, and I clipped it out, and I decided I'd make that a feature image. So I've done that now. If I set the featured image and then click save and then view the post again, this time you can see that image at the top of the page. Now we're limited by the shape and size of the featured image, how it displays on this particular theme in WordPress. If we now go back to the blog, you'll see that feature image does in fact display. And what we could do is create a featured image that has the information we want to convey. Tuesday mornings, active flow, yoga, blah blah blah. We could include that in a feature image format. So we're essentially creating a different poster, different shape, formatted so that it displays as a feature image. And then you could have people visit the website, visit the blog, and see that and have their attention grabbed by it and maybe entice them to find out more about it and come along. I hope that explaining that in some way helps. If you were able to do that and happy to do that, then we could get back to having the blog with just excerpts displayed. As I say, at the moment I've got it set so that full posts are displayed because I knew it would be complex to explain how to create a feature image to convey the information you want straight off the bat when people come to the blog. Okay, now because we had it just as blog excerpts, and sometimes people don't go to the blog at all, they just peruse the main pages, we have this sidebar area over here. And this sidebar area, it's just called a sidebar because it's usually in the side of a page on a full screen. You might understand that on smaller screens such as smartphones, everything is linearly straight down the page, so this would appear as a part of a page further down on a screen, a small screen. And if I shrink that down, minimize that, you can see how that would appear. We've got the blog posts, and then only when we get to the bottom of all the blog posts do we then find our way to the sidebar content. So it's actually quite a way down. In this case, these are still posts. And then finally, let's have a look. I'm going to actually scroll down to the bottom and work my way up. You'll see on the smaller screen, these are sidebar content. So we've got your poster, and we've got it on the sidebar under what's on in Ilchester and surrounds. Okay. Typically when we put it in a sidebar, we would make it link through to a post giving more information. I'm just going to expand that page, display that window back to the beginning. So you can see we're in the blog. We can click through to the post where it then takes us away from the full blog and shows us only the post we're interested in, as you can see there. And there you have it. So that's how to create publish a post as a poster as a post, and then part two we had adding the same poster over on the sidebar. Okay. Actually, I didn't show you to do that. I just showed you one I'd already done. So let's just excuse me as we go back now to our dashboard. In the dashboard, we're going to now add the poster. We've done a post, we've published it. We're now going to add that poster over into the sidebar. We find that, as I showed it at the beginning, under Appearance, Widgets. We go to Widgets. This is how widgets is displayed in our editing area. It's the sidebar. This is the content that I've already published, has already been published down the sidebar. Okay. And for the What's On area, it's at the very top of the sidebar. It's under the title. We already put in What's On in Ilchester and surrounds, and we can click on content under that title in the sidebar, and you'll see it come alive for editing. That's the poster that was already there. Okay, so I'm going to add a new one. I can click on that content, go to the three dots, and add before, and that gives us an area before at the top that we can add a new poster. Add an image, go to the media library, find our poster, select the poster, and there you have it. Now it's obviously it's the same as one we already had there, so if I scroll down you'll see there's now two. Let's imagine you were just posting a completely different poster. You don't want them to run into each other, so as I'm selected on that now, go back to the three dots, and I want to add something after that. I want to add a spacer to space that out, or a separator to separate the two images out, the two areas of content. Click on here, and I can go down, browse all, and then what we're putting in is a design feature. So under design, we've got spacers and separators and grids and stuff. We're going to put a spacer in, and that has now put a space in between the new poster we're adding and the previous one, and we can change the amount of space between them. We can also click on those three dots and add after another block, and we'll add a separator. It's not shown there as a quick option, so it generally, in that bit, when you click on the plus, it shows the most recently commonly used blocks that you use. So it didn't in this case because we haven't used a separator before. You go down through our whole grid menu of options to use for block, and we've found separator. Click on a separator and you'll see there's a separating line there. Okay, and if I update that widget editor now, and that's just saved it, and we can now go back to the website. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you, if you go and hover over the website title and then hover over visit site, right click on visit sites, open the link in a new window and in a new tab, and it comes up over here. That'll take us to the website. So you've got what you're working on in one window and the website live in another. And if we now go down the page, you'll see over on the sidebar what's on in Ilchester and surrounds. We've got that poster we've just put in, we've got the spacer we added, and we've got a separator we added, and then we have your original poster that I added a few days ago. Okay, now clearly we don't want two posters in there, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go back and remove it, so you'll know how to remove something from the sidebar as well. Often content in the sidebar is time sensitive. There's a period when it starts, events start, and maybe they're on for a week or maybe a weekend or a season, and then when they're no longer relevant, you don't want them on the page anymore. So you can go back into the widget area or the post area and you can get rid of it. So here we have it in the sidebar, appearance, widgets, sidebar. We don't want that one in there, so we're going to select it and we can then delete it. We also don't want that space there anymore, so we can select it and delete it. And we don't want two separators. We'll take one of those separators, one we put in, and then we can delete it. And then we update that area, and then when we go back to the live website, so we had it open the other tab, I'm just going to refresh the page, and now we should just see the original lineup, what's on in Ilchester Surrounds, your poster we published a few days ago, giving information, and there we have it. Going back to the blog, we have our blog header, and as we scroll down, the most recent post being the one at the top of the page, we have our come and try yoga header image, feature image that I put in, and then the poster. Because we're leaving it as full posts at the moment, I'm going to, and it's duplicating that image from the top of the poster and the poster, I'm going to take this out. So we're going to edit that post. Now, when you look at the top bar, you'll see edit page. Please don't edit the page. Okay, that page refers to the blog page. It's the page that contains all of the blog posts. You're only going to edit the post. So scroll down a little bit to the bottom of the post that you published, and then you'll have, once you if you're logged in, you'll have the option to edit. You can just click on edit for that post. It'll take you through to the editing area of that post, and it's the feature image we want to take out. So I'm going to remove that feature image because I'm making a change to this post. I have to save the changes if I want to update the site to reflect those changes, and then we can view the post, and you'll see the feature image is gone. Now, I don't care that it's gone here, it's ugly, but because we're really putting full post displays in the blog, we're hoping now that people come to the website, they go to the blog, they see the full post. And we can see now that feature image is gone. We've just got the poster, and it's the full post, so it's got that poster in, and then it goes to the next post, me promoting a sweatshirt for spring, and then your original yoga class poster. Okay, and then my full post introducing the local lady who does sewing. I hope that has been a great help to you. Please give me some feedback. I'm sorry if it seems complicated. If you just go back through it, slow it down, pause it, and get your head around how to do that, I'm sure you'll find it straightforward. And then you can explore all the various icons and buttons and areas in the editors, and all of the various little buttons to open this, that, and the other. Give you all the various options. It's a pity that I can't just be there and give you step by step, but I understand you have some experience with WordPress, so I'm sure that it's usually quite intuitive and you'll be able to work your way through it gradually. And please do use how to use the website, the site as an editor, content creator. There are videos over here that I've done a lot of work on putting together, and it will explain pretty much most things you need, and then you can develop your own style and approach to adding the content, creating the content, editing the content, and managing the content on the website. And if you're not got time for the videos, although they are all short, you can just dip into the user manual over here, and it's not asking you to log in, it's just telling you these are the pages, this is what to do. You can scroll down, it tells you all about how to use WordPress and different guides, different parts of the website, pages versus posts, and so on and so forth. Please do explore that. It's got pretty much everything you need in it. Thanks very much for your help with everything coming in and managing content, adding content. It's really appreciated. I'm not too well, so I've had to stand back a bit. My son Oliver is available if you need any additional support. Okay, thanks very much, and that's it for now.